love the X-Men. All right. In the bottom left, our only Zerg in this group. Down 1 game. Can he come back? His ID is...
Starter Curious.
It would be a sad day indeed if Curious was knocked out.
Yeah.
That would suck.
He would not be happy with that, for sure.
Well, no, he certainly would have been nor would any Zerg player. In the upper right, playing a very clean game in game number 1. He used to all in. Now he's into much more standard play. His ID is...
Alive.
I heard that little nerd giggle.
Well, you said no Zerg player would be happy to see Curious knocked out, but I actually have a counter-argument to that.
Yeah, please.
I think that there's a decent, not all of them, but there's a decent amount of bitter Zergs out there that want to see all Zergs fail.
Actually, I think you might be right.
I know I
think you actually might be right. There's probably enough Zerg players out there that they see a Zerg lose and they're like, I told you so. Yeah. I knew it.
Imbalance.
It's not fair. Oh, man, they brought pizza to the studio. Do you smell that?
Yeah, I smell it. And you know
God,
what else?
I'm so hungry.
You know what I know
look at that.
right
Pizza. This is actually Nerd Paradise.
You know what they do every time they order pizza?
They need to save some pizza for me.
They only order meat pizza tastes.
Yeah, they don't want you eating the pizza, man. Look at that. Nerd's eating pizza.
I would love a slice of pizza.
I would want some pizza. There's Todd, Warcraft 3 player.
Well, now StarCraft 2 player.
Yeah. The biggest nerd in here.
Biggest nerd in here? Yeah, he's pretty tall.
He's taller than me, man. Guy's 6'4".
Yeah, he's really tall. I just spilled tea all over my keyboard.
Yeah, I saw that.
Whatever. Well. It's good for the keyboard. It's good for me. All right. Well.
So,
Alive most likely going to do Reactor Hellion here. Just because, well, this map is the perfect map for a Reactor Hellion opening. It's such a wide open area. They have to get multiple spine crawlers. There's great watchtowers to control. You stop the creep spread, which is super important. So everything about it is super strong on this map. Never really expect for people to do different builds here than that in this matchup. That's like how you should open here, no matter what you want to do behind it. You can all in behind it if you want, man.
Do you think a 2-base timing push is worth it on this map, or do you think it's... Actually, we should probably play-by-play this. Okay, so the drone is going to be taken out.
Oh! Drone death.
That when you see rushes like this, don't be confused, guys. It's not an all-in. It's actually just there to kill off drones, maybe even this Overlord. We'll see. But the bunker looks like it might actually finish. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's going to finish.
Yeah, but there's no marine.
There's no marine there. All right, that was a little bit confusing at first.
Well, we do have Hellions on the way, so these Zerglings, their lives are going to be forfeit. And, Alive, getting a tech lab immediately on that barracks. So, very...
it's going to do the Hellion Marauder trick.
Very likely we'll see at least 2 or 3 Marauders made and a Hellion Marauder timing. It's a very strong build. If you don't have, like, 3 spines, you can die to it so easily.
And he's making a command center with that, so if the attack doesn't work, Alive can transition out of it. Alive just has to be just make sure that he's not going to lose too many units if the attack starts to fail. You can't just do this attack and all your stuff dies. You're like, all right, plan B. I like what he's doing with the Hellions. He's cleaning up any Zergling that's out on the map.
That's right, man. Cannot let any Zergling see his plans. That's part of the reason why this is such a nice build, especially on this map. Such a wide open area. How many spines will Curious make?
Well, they usually don't make a lot of this map at that entrance because it is such a tight entrance. Normally 2 hold it. So, Alive making a good call here.
Hopefully, for Curious's sake, he does get a 3rd out. Right now, still has no idea what's going on.
And a lot of this is also just to soften up that queen. If he can have 1 or 2 Marauder shots off on those queens.
Yeah, queens are going to be part of the battle, no doubt about it.
And look at this, he's going to get out just in time. Wow. Now that's at half health.
Yeah, and of course it'll heal some, but you know, that's every little bit of damage you can do helps, no doubt about that.
Now he still sees the Hellions coming. Did he see the barracks? Did you check?
He saw some barracks, but he didn't see any Marauders or anything like that. But, you know, he sees that Hellions have continued to be made, so you should know by this point, like, oh, there's been like at least 8 Hellions?
Something's up.
Yeah, exactly. Something's up. Get some additional spines, play a little bit more safely, make a few more
Now,
Zerglings.
he's going to sack an Overlord to go inside the main, but oh no, excuse me, he actually stopped. So he's not going to know about this until the very, 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 very last second.
Yeah, in fact, he's showing it right now. Stim is about to finish. 3 Marauders are out. 2 spines, though, are done. 1 has been damaged.
All right, can Furious hold this? He has Zerglings in position. He wants to flank.
It looks like he will be fine. He does have these 2 queens down here, 1 with transfusion, and yes, exactly, those flanking Zerglings can be very powerful in this scenario.
And Alive, being the smart player that he is, turns around.
Yeah, that was well done.
A lesser Terran player would have gone in there and just died.
Well done by both players, actually.
Yeah, they're both played very well.
Goodbye, Overlord.
All right, so still doing a little bit of damage here and there. Is Alive.
Yeah, you may as well keep those Hellions out.
Yeah.
Hey, why not keep the Marauders with them?
Very, very clean build here from Alive.
Yeah. He's transitioning very well, getting Siege Tank, Siege Wood, all that. Oh, a little counterattack with these Zerglings, but it doesn't look like it's actually going to do very much yet.
Yeah, the bunker stays alive.
Oh, man. And actually ran more up, but never actually ended up using them. So that was just kind of a waste of Zerglings overall. Baneling Nest is on the way. We do have the layer finishing as well. Will he go Muta? Will he go for a quick Burrow or Baneling speed?
Get Willie get an infestation pit? We're going to see.
A lot of Zerglings on the way.
I think he's just going to try to do a timing.
I mean, he might, but
I don't know if it's a good idea with the second wall in at the ramp there.
The wall in. He's seen a siege tank fire. He knows there's still a lot of Hellions out. Yeah, it's just too risky, I feel. He's continuing to make a decent amount of Zerglings, but still mixing in drones as well.
He's going to try, I think, get a flank once these Hellions come up here. But Alive backs up perfectly. Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
What a beautiful trap.
That was a good trap right there. Well,
and now it looks like Terran's decided, it's time to push. He took out a lot of Zerglings. And the Spire's on the way.
Yeah, and this is kind of a good timing. He's walking right across the map. He's got a good amount of units. He's got some siege tanks. And siege timings, as I was saying before, so a Marine siege timing on this ledge is going to be very, very powerful, especially when these spines are unburrowed.
Uh-oh! The Hellions in the front taking a lot of this damage, and the Spine Crawlers burrow, but just when the Zerglings have died, and now the siege tank's even sieging up. He's trying to come in here from behind, but it's just too late. The Zerglings are already out of position. The Banelings are done.
Well, Curious has forced a stem, and there's no medevacs out. He stopped reinforcements as well, so if he can buy time, get his Baneling speed done, and do a massive flank here, then he might be able to break this push. And if he breaks this push in any sort of cost efficiency, he's going to be feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah, you're especially right about that with the Baneling speed coming here. If he has Baneling speed, he can actually get in there so much quicker.
Yeah, in fact, he's making Banelings in the back as well. That's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to be hitting with Banelings from both sides, so there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And, well, that's exactly what's going to be happening, Tasteless. Baneling speed is done. Is he going to go?
Let's see if this works.
Not going yet.
Oh, let's not see if this works.
Still buying time. Oh, he's waiting for that +1 melee as well. That's quite good. Can't fault him for that.
All right, now +1 melee's done, but also Alive's a little bit more split up over here.
Yeah, Alive is quite split up.
He's just trying to open up for reinforcements. Nice. That was so well played.
Well, now if he wants, he can go and crush what Alive has. It's going to be. I mean, it's going to be a little bit gross. There's a couple Marauders blocking a siege tank. It's really great formation by Alive. Oh, but he's getting some mutas out. That's going to allow him to remove it a lot easier. And, it looks like this is basically both players have stabilized. And
all right, here he comes. All right, here we go. And only hitting from one angle here, but this will be more than enough to do the damage he needs to do.
And I got to say, I really do like how Curious has handled this. He's in pretty decent shape, considering what's happened. Getting that third base up, and Alive doesn't have the biggest prospects. You know, he's still doing fine. He's not out of it by any means. He does have some medevacs and whatnot, but oh, the medevac does get caught. He better turn that around because mutas are on the way.
He can't afford to lose that. He's already lost his whole army in the middle of the map. Well, you know, oh, nice. Actually, really well done by Alive. He actually managed to sneak out of there pretty impressive play.
He's well done. But, you know, Curious is ahead on upgrades. He's starting +2 melee. He already has 1/1 on his Zerglings and Banelings. He's getting that +1 flyer attack, whereas Alive this game has +1 attack on the way, and that's it. So his upgrade's going to be way far behind. His third base way slower. And this is all opposites of what we saw in Belshire Beach.
All right, so he's dumping out a ton of Marines over here. And it looks like this drop will be spotted and taken out, but you know what? He killed a lot with that little drop.
He targeted the 2 hurt mutas, man. It was very well done. Almost killed a third as well.
Basically, it paid for itself.
Yeah, it was. The drop was not so unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful, Artosis?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, the mutas are continuing to fly around the map. There's not a, you know, with Terran not having a third base, there's not a whole lot that you can do with the 2 mutas. Like you can, if they have a, you know, they have that third. There's not.
He's not spread out enough.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Fly in and try to harass someone who's sitting at home?
Yeah.
That's actually a problem a lot of players have with their opponents sitting at home. They're like, I'm normally dropping it this time. I guess I'll go drop. It's like, no, sitting at home. Wait till he leaves.
Yeah, exactly. All right, looks like he's going to move out. We do have a counterattack set up here by Curious.
Indeed we do. He wants Alive to get far enough out, though.
Now, the problem, though, in the last game is that he had 2 Wallens, one at the expansion, then one up on his ramp. I don't know if it's going to work.
He has that once again. And he does have, I mean, it's good Wallens for sure. And, well, this is a scenario we've seen a lot in this map. The Terran player going out to kill the third base. He'll get into a position that's very difficult for Zerg to take out.
You know, he's got to be careful because when the position that Curious just put that Mutiling army in, he can actually take the reinforcements and squish that.
Well, let's see, what does he have planned? Burrow is just about to finish a little bit later than I'm sure he would have liked. Imagine if he had a couple Burrow Banelings on that path.
All right, it looks like, oh! All right. Getting closer and closer right now. The Marines are hitting the hatchery. The Zerglings are getting into position to come down from the top. Hatchery's still in the green as far as health goes, but he needs to act fast. The Banelings come up there and deny the Marines are on the high ground. And here comes Curious. Is he going to have enough?
And he's flanking from both sides. A lot of Mutalisks are, in fact, going down Alive, doing a great job of targeting them.
I cannot believe he actually took out Alive's army. I guess we didn't have a great shot of that other bunch of Banelings that came down from the bottom, but damn. Oh, nice usage of Burrow, too. Burrowing underneath the command center so that the command center can't land. He has to scan in order to kill it.
Yeah, very annoying. In fact, harassing that command center with his mutas as well. Alive starting to feel the pressure. Even though the supplies are very similar, Curious is in a great spot. His 4th base is just finished up. He's stopped at all significant damage, and even though his mutas, you know, their number isn't too large, their upgrades aren't all that great, he's still well in the lead.
And here comes a drop now over here towards the 4th base for Curious. No, excuse me, he's going to go to the main base for Curious. Is Curious going to be prepared enough? And mutas and the Zerglings are coming down now. Damn. Wow, it's nowhere to drop this these units off. Well, actually,
can you drop up there?
Yeah, can you drop up there? I would so have to say that.
I don't think so.
I looked at him like, wait a minute.
That would be cool though. Oh yeah, that would be really cool. Put a siege
if you could put stuff up there, yeah, I was gonna say drop siege tanks, like, you know.
StarCraft 1 brain working. All right, so Alive, you know, he's fighting back. He's taking that 3rd base, very important. His upgrades have finally caught up. He's at 1-1 with 2-2 on the way. In the meantime, already 2-1 for Curious, but has no additional upgrades on the way aside from +2 Mutalisk attack. So Alive, playing a good game, playing very solidly, realizing that he needs to slow it down a little bit. If he keeps doing these little attacks, then, you know, Curious is going to get into an unbeatable position.
He did a great job of shifting gears here.
Yeah. And now the supplies quite close, 191 to 170 with Curious in the lead. And it looks like we may go into some sort of trading scenario here. Could we see a base trade?
Uh-oh. I think we actually very well could. I think Alive might be pretty secure over here, though. We'll see.
He's got Siege
Choose.
tanks.
Okay. So Curious now goes down.
That's just one of his favorite places to go through. Oh, I love the way Alive is doing this. Sieging a tank on the ramp. It takes so many Banelings to kill that. It's right in the way of everything. Makes a nice little choke point. Beautiful.
And look at how he
Alive.
split up the Marines, half on the high ground, half on the low ground. So that way the Banelings, even if they get a good hit, there's still Marines elsewhere.
Well,
all right,
here
the
we
Mutas
go.
taking some hits
Oh,
there.
man, the Muta's
Oh
coming
my God,
way
the
too
Mutas
quick.
almost down. Not a Muta left right now.
Yeah, and that actually is a game ender right there.
Yeah.
Curious really messed that up.
He didn't have the Zerglings with the Mutalisks. The
No,
Zerglings supposed to be
everything was
drawing the
far
fire.
behind. Everything hit at different times. But I gotta say, that was a hard spot for him to take anything out from anyways. Alive got himself into a really nice position. 3 bases turtled well into a gross spot underneath Curious's third.
That was such a sick pickup back there.
Yeah.
When the Banelings were coming, he like ninja'd him up in there.
Ninja Vanish, man. Well, you know, from here, it's going to be a ridiculous uphill battle for Curious. And in fact, another base looks like it's going to go out. In fact, all his mutas pop out of eggs and start to die. Well, okay, that's him giving
I
up.
think that's GG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Expect GG any second now, as Alive has managed to crush Curious. And a game with Curious actually had an upper hand for a little bit, you know. But Alive is good with his pushes.
He is indeed. Well, and we should be seeing GG anytime here as Alive continues to send units down to kill Curious.
Yeah, Alive is just smothering Curious right now. Yes, Curious won that little last battle in a way. He killed up the army. Yes, he did kill up that army, but overall, Terrence has too much.
Yeah. Curious barely mining once again. This game looks really familiar at this point, even though the start was completely different.
All right.
Thor's joining the fray.
So this means the Curious will have to face off against MVP.
Uh-oh.
While Alive is going to have to face off against Gumiho. Those are going to be 2 great matches. It's kind of sad for Curious, though, and sad for Zerg players out there. GG.
That's all right, Faceless. Don't worry about it.
I'm a worry nerd.
There you are. Stop worrying, nerd.
I'm a worry nerd. All right, so Alive wins that game and manages to move on and get that much closer to going to the next phase of this Code S. On the other hand, our loser in this case, Curious, is not in good shape. He's just lost that game. He now has to face off against the #1 ranked player in the GSL, MVP.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tough situation.
Well, he did beat him last time they played. Well, we'll have to see. Can he do it again? I don't know. It's hard to say. But Gumiho against Alive. This is not what I totally expected to see the first spot into the round of 8. Who do you think? Gumiho or Alive?
I'd say Gumiho.
I could see it going either way.
I would.
Thing is,
I would lean towards Gumiho, I think.
how with it can you stay against Gumiho? That's
Well,
what it's all about.
He's like juggling so many different things at once that you could see even MVP, like, even though he's like a very concise, perfect player, even if Gumiho's throwing a ton of, I don't want to use the word sloppy, but just a ton of not even heavily micromanaged things at you at once, probably double what a normal pro gamer does. I mean, that's a totally different play style to adapt to.
Yeah.
It's like when you play against those guys who have just like really, really good micro, and every time early game, they're just going to out-micro you a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And, you know, you might have good mid-game or late game, but that's like another one of those examples of I have to be good against this kind of play. Oh, and as well, Gumiho just beat MVP. I mean, you really can't do better than beating MVP.
Oh, you're quite right. Those are all good points. I'm not really sure. I'm not sold one way or the other. Alive's TVT I like oftentimes a little bit more than Gumiho's. But from what Gumiho showed
it more,
today,
but yeah.
I like Gumiho's today more.
We'll find out soon as we come back from this 5-minute break here at the GSL Code S.